Greetings! Back for more adventures with your friends Aaron and Emily from Flying Sparks Garage. I just got booked for a modeling job this coming week, and they didn't just book me, but they booked the C30 RV as well as a prop for the shoot. The job is like 2 hours away, so we're gonna drive it there, of course, and we're gonna get it happy. Elia and I, the kid, we replaced the spark plugs, and it still was not running great. And we did break 2 of the spark plug wires whenever we replaced them, so we jacked them off of Garfield. And we recently took Garfield, drove it from Texas to Florida, so we pulled those spark plug wires back off of this truck, put them on the C10 or C20, and so yeah, it needs spark plug wires, and I think that we put the wrong spark plugs in it, so we're gonna try and figure that out. But yeah, and we've got RV repairs to do too before we hit the road, so let's get going.
I'll tell you one thing, this does not have a draw on the battery. This sucker's been sitting here for 2-3 months. Fired right up.
Yep, and that's how it runs on 6 cylinders.
Yep.
It's missing 2 spark plug wires. They're over on Garfield.
I just wanted to see if it was going to do anything before I waste a bunch of time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a leak in the radiator. That's cool.
Oops.
Need to take some peek with us.
Probably should take some of those on the trip with us.
We're going to buy some of these. Belts actually look really good. We're going to go compare the spark plugs she pulled out, if we can find them.
No, I threw them away. I'm sorry. I screwed up.
Well, we're going to get the right spark plugs, try to figure it out. The ones that she put in, they just seem a little bit deeper. It's just either a hotter plug or colder plug. We'll figure out what it needs. We've got a manifold leak, which is really bad, so we'll go ahead and replace both sides, which should take like somewhere between 15 minutes and 3 days, depending on if the bolts break. And then the brakes just aren't that good on this thing. I mean, it's a big truck and it's on drum brakes, but it still just doesn't seem right. So mess with the brakes. Then we're going to fix this over here, because this step doesn't work very good.
The step doesn't work very good.
So I'm gonna cut a piece of plywood, we'll do some rigging, get that functioning.
Yep.
Because I'm guessing she's gonna be like,
What am I gonna be like, Aaron? Yep, probably so. Oh yeah.
it'd be nice if she had something to stand on.
Yeah. I think so too. Thanks for the inspo.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. All right. Let's see if we can get this thing a little spiffied up.
If we have any extra time,
Yeah.
I want to get the CB radio working.
Okay.
That's important.
Okay, babe. Sounds good. Okay, we're gonna pop the air cleaner off and make some room up in here. We got some spark plug wires from O'Reilly's, and we're gonna pop those 2 on. Make sure that the kid and I put them on the correct cylinders, because we might not have, because we were taking them off, and I can't say that it was running beautifully when we parked it over here. So yeah, just get her all squared away, running good again. We asked our parts guy to pull up the spark plugs for this truck, and it looked like he gave us the right ones. So I don't know if maybe it didn't have the right ones in it before with that smaller thread count or what, but Aaron's gonna pull one out and look at it and make sure that it's untouched by a cylinder. And
It's not dented.
too much anti-seize on it.
Yeah, I mean, typically you don't put anti-seize on the electrode itself.
I didn't, that I remember. We could look back at old footage. It's really got a lot of anti-seize on the actual ceramic and everything. We over anti-seized it, I believe. Should we clean it off before I put it back in?
It's going to clean it off as soon as it gets some spark and fuel.
Get some RPM to clean it off.
Hey, these old engines were built to have lead in them, so I think it's good for it.
The kid and I had fun. We may not have done a great job, but we had fun.
You know what? That's all this is about anyways. When I was doing this for a living, it wasn't any fun. When I'm doing it now, it's fun.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Do we want to change this fuel filter out now or just have an inventory?
No,
while
I
we're
would like to
driving?
change it because I can see some sediment in it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I would keep that, you know, because obviously it's still running, so. Yeah. So I'm going to say you probably did have the spark plug wires on correctly because this has had some heat on it.
Yeah, it's weird how one end is dark and the other end is light. Why is that?
It's the rotation where it was in the cylinder.
Okay.
Oh no.
Down she went. Here you go, sir.
Snag it.
Welcome.
If you think about starting a YouTube channel, keep in mind that you may want to have lavalier mics. In my case, I just taped it to my chest with Gorilla Tape because it wouldn't stay on. It will pull your hair out. That's what I'm experiencing right now.
As you reach,
It keeps pulling
you
me.
expand your chest. And we got new lavaliers, so we've always struggled with audio. We shoot 99% with our iPhones, and iPhone audio quality is really good. But when we have it like this on a tripod, when it's far away from us and Aaron's looking down talking, the audio can be not so good. So we are trying a new lavalier system. We had the Rode Go system and thought we were going to like it, but it just kept having feedback noises and stuff. So we decided to try another kind, and we're trying it now. This is what my unit looks like. Hollyland. With the little fluffy.
Yeah, they were cheap. Those things are like, I want to say it was 130 bucks. You get two of them and you get the piece that plugs into the iPhone. So that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Hopefully they work good.
Hopefully they work really well. Yeah. This is going to be ASMR sort of stuff. Hopefully they work wonderfully for you guys. Yeah.
So I was trying to check the firing order on this, and then we said it's the same as a small block. So I would expect this plug wire to go to number 1. It goes to number 7. This one I would expect to go to number, what's the next one?
8.
8. So this should go to 8. Problem is, it goes to number 2. But instead, this is number 1 right here. So whoever stabbed this distributor got it way off, because this one should be, and it'll run like this. You just have to rearrange your plug wires. This should be way over here, which means that distributor needs to turn, which is also why our vacuum advance is almost hitting the intake. So really that distributor needs to come out, get turned once we get on top dead center, drop back down in there, and then we would have an accurate one. We're probably not going to do that now. We're just going to, because this is number 1, we're going to start our firing order here, go around, make sure everything's on, and fire it up, because we're kind of on a time constraint. We need to have this done tonight. So, but that's a problem, and that needs to be fixed big time, because I don't like it. It's ugly.
That's strange. Like,
Yeah.
it was running pretty dang good, like when we've driven it.
It will run good.
Will run well.
You can put that button anywhere you want. as long as at top dead center, you know which one is number one, and then you just go through the firing order. So it doesn't matter where the button is as long as you get the spark plug wires in the right place. But the way it was designed, this distributor is supposed to be almost straight across, and this is supposed to be number one going right here. Then you work your way around. That way it gives you plenty of movement for timing. So right now, if we want to advance the timing, we can't. We're hitting the intake. That's all going to get fixed, but right now we're just going to build a couple spark plug wires, throw them on there, see how well she runs, and then we're on to exhaust gaskets because those manifold gaskets are junk.
They're terrible. That exhaust leak is so ugly.
Somebody told you you'd never find yourself a love, and now you're bitter, so you cut off your hair. And some of your friends, you're losing another again. Oh, wouldn't you know? You're feeling broke down, shattered into a million pieces. You got doubts, but there is someone for you out there. You'll find out in time.
Cool. Let's see how she sounds now. Still missing like crazy. Okay. My memory's vague. I've not done this in a long time. But when you put the paper up there, if it ever sucks it back in, it's a bad valve because it's not able to gas. That cylinder's literally pulling air back in. But it's been 15 years since I've played that trick. But that's kind of what it sounded like. Good news is it very well could come out of it if we run it more. But let's go try it on like the Bronco and see if it sucks it back in like that.
Okay.
That's what it should do. If I put it right up against it, it'll do it, but for the most part, it's just pushing it out. All right, back up.
Are you supposed to pour that right in the carb? He says yes.
So comment down below what Emily's missing, because I poured it right down the carburetor. No, it's not designed that way, but tell her who she needs to support more.
Who she needs to support more.
Obviously, she doesn't watch her friends' YouTube channels.
It's true. Aaron sits and watches YouTube, but I do not. What can I say? I hang out with the people. So I love them and I know them, but I'm pretty terrible at watching their stuff. Oh well. Down the carburetor it goes. But it's meant to go in the fuel tank, right?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, is put it in your gas tank.
But you can just put it straight down the carb, evidently.
The guy says you can.
A guy. A feller? Okay then. He just was pumping on the brakes and I was like, man, it sounds airy up here, like there's no fluid in it. It'll be funny to see if it's empty or not.
Well,
Rear's empty.
rear's empty. I mean,
Yeah.
that means we have work to do back there probably.
And the front's pretty low, but rear's, there's something wrong back there.
Yeah.
Dry. Going to grab some cardboard to lay under this truck with. If you want to see the story on this RV, there's a whole playlist of episodes. Actually, there's not that many episodes on it. We haven't really... I've used it twice without filming, taking our niece out camping and fishing. But yeah, we need to use it more. It needs work, but it's in really good shape. But we bought it for my birthday one year and I'm obsessed with it. It's so cool. It's pretty dry back here.
Yes.
Brake-wise, at least.
Why?
Leak, but
One of the hoses might have a split further up,
yeah.
because there's junk around here. That's differential fluid.
Yep.
But I really expected to see it like, well, let's put some in there and start bleeding it, and the leak's going to show up.
Yep.
It probably hasn't had fluid in it in 30 years. Is it pulling it down at all?
It's bubbling. It's slowly pumping it. Alrighty, we just did some running around, went and got some angle iron for the step project so the manifolds aren't super hot anymore. And I'm gonna spray some good old freeze off on those bolts in hopes that it'll keep them from breaking whenever I try and remove them. Wish us luck. Give these a shot. Aaron said that when they're tight, I can kind of go back and forth, like I tighten it some and then go to loosen it, and it can kind of break that rust free. So I was kind of going back and forth on that one. Okay. First one's loose. One's loose. Gonna leave the outside ones in because those gaskets are the style that the outsides are like the open hook, to where I can hook the gasket in, take the center ones out, hopefully. That one loose too. Is a nut coming off of a stud that's holding the dipstick. Little hold down bracket for it.
Did she just tell you guys she was going to castrate me? moving the nut to my dipstick.
Yeah. Better watch out, boy. Better watch out. I wish I could say that I wasn't ashamed of the amount of silicone I just put on this, but I am ashamed. It's a lot. And I told Aaron, I'm like, I did way too much silicone per use. He's like, as long as it seals. We'll see. All right, passenger side is done. I only dropped one bolt down there and didn't hear it hit the ground, and had to go dig for a spare bolt in the shop for like 40 minutes. So dumb. Yeah, I got it done. I got the dipstick back in place with a little bracket, and it's time to move on to the driver's side now. Okay, we have our gasket in place, and I hand tightened most of the bolts, but I was having trouble with the very front one and one of the inner ones, and I was just feeling nervous. I have like fear of stripping a head, so or stripping the hole of the head. So, or stripping a bolt hole in the head. So I let Aaron take over, and he's probably making it happen effortlessly, if I know Aaron.
Doesn't feel very effortless.
It doesn't? It's not going really easy for you?
No.
What the heck?
Mainly because I can't get in here, and
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
laying
tight.
on what feels at the moment like a stack of knives, which I know is not. But
Sharp stuff. Yeah. It's wrenching sometimes, isn't it, y'all? Getting some clicks out of it.
yeah, but I can't tell if it's starting or if it's just teasing me.
So we will keep on a-tinkering with this. And the sun's set, and we've got a nice breeze, and it's kind of threatening to rain on us. So if it does start raining, we're going to be resuming this tomorrow, but yeah. Bolts are almost tight on this second manifold. I think it's going to sound really good tomorrow when we crank it up.
Yeah,
It's too late tonight.
No, we're cranking it right now.
We are?
Yeah.
It's 10 o'clock.
We don't do this to our neighbors very often.
Okay. All right, we're good to go. It's a new day. We're walking out to the C30. So yesterday we were not working on the C30. We drove to Houston and bought another car. You'll have to watch for that episode. But the C30's been waiting patiently, and we're gonna drive it today to Caddo Lake where this photo shoot is, and they're possibly gonna use it today, but definitely tomorrow. And so we're gonna address the brake situation this morning, get her ready to be roadworthy. Well, it doesn't look like it's gravity bleeding anywhere.
Mm-mm.
Held its fluid pretty good. Any creatures decide to live in here overnight? I don't think so. That's good. We're gonna pull the rig closer to the shop so I can plug a vacuum cleaner in and get the inside spiffied up. It was a really beautiful cold start. That thing just pops right off. Instant. Good old 396. Well, when Aaron pulled the C30 over here, he went back and forth a handful of times and he was like, Emily, the brakes feel good. So we don't know if there was like a slow leak, and because there was no fluid in the back for the rear brakes, that they just weren't working at all and it was making the brakes feel horrible. And now that it has fluid, it's just going to kind of slowly leak out, and as we make fuel stops we can just keep it filled up and the brakes will be fine. But he said they feel good, so I think we're going to go with that. I just grabbed a jug of coolant and I'm going to throw some peak antifreeze in there, and also throw this in the back so that we can be sure and have it when we're on the road in case we need to top it off later. And yeah, it's looking good. I vacuumed the inside and loaded it with a bunch of props the art director, my art director friend Larry dropped off. And yeah, it's gonna be a fun shoot, so. All right, let's put some coolant in it. Ew, it's muddy in there. This might could use a coolant flush.
Yeah, definitely needs one.
All right. Getting a little tire pressure. Aaron brought me ear protection in case it goes boom, or in case I want to go to the gun range. I'll be ready. Yo, my hair is on another level frizzy today. I just finished putting tire pressure, air in the tires, checking the tire pressure. Anyway, probably need more coffee today. And Aaron said, why don't you jump in the truck and make sure you are okay with the way the brakes feel. So I'm going to crank it up and go back and forth a little bit and see how the brakes feel. And I told him I would love to run it up to the car wash and rinse it off because it's been sitting under a tree and it's got tree poop and junk on it. So, okay, let's crank it up. Sadly enough, the exhaust leak isn't as bad as it was, but it still has an exhaust leak, and we're thinking that it's probably like the donut gasket, like at the collector where it goes into the pipe, because it sounds like it's like right below me. But it's okay. Yeah. Kind of want to pump them a little bit, but yeah, they stop. Y'all. You know what's weird is, like, I'm not even pushing the brake and it wants to stop. It's like there's a brake hung on or something. Feel pretty good. They stop decently well. But if I don't use the brake, it's almost like the brake is hung on somewhere. It's like it really like wants to stop without me even touching the brake. Could that be?
Yeah, I mean, it's drum brakes, they could be rusty.
Okay, that's true.
Run
Because
it a
it's
little
been
bit.
sitting. Yeah, run it meaning run it like this or run it on the,
Not on the road.
yeah. Drive it some and it'll loosen up. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we're doing this.
Going to the car wash and then the
Car
gas
wash.
station. Ready?
Okay. Oh, we're ready. Got our gasoline done, and Aaron's gonna be following me and Fiona because he's got some stuff to do back at the house, so he's gonna leave me in Caddo Lake, me in the camper,
Yep.
get our job done, and yeah, that's the plan. So let's hit the road and see how flawless she is. Did I just jinx myself? Well, we're about to be on the road. We're at the last main intersection in our little town, and we've got a stretch of good old, like, just straight back road for a while, and then we get on I-20 and head on like that direction for a good 100 miles. Come on. Let's go.
I've been contemplating all my time. My thoughts make me tired, just running through my mind. Wonder if there's peace that I could find, instead of always being on the grind.
I'm telling you, dude, this engine is hurting. It's trying to get up these hills, and it is just like, doesn't have it. It's so underpowered and sad. I mean, I'm going 65, between 60 and 65, which is pretty good. Maybe I should downshift to third gear. I don't know. Y'all can tell me in the comment section, but it's pretty pitiful. You see that junk on the window? It's wanting to rain on us, and my wipers are toast. So I kind of think it would be a smart idea to see if these guys have any wipers.
31,000.
It's a full service situation.
Well,
Aaron just told me my exhaust is rotted in half. He just looked at it. Yeah. Dang it. Well, that could definitely... Oh my. No, it's just a bend. Yeah, that is probably one of the reasons it's sounding nasty. Ugh. Are you telling me we didn't have to do exhaust manifold gaskets? No, we did. Those were terrible. It still sounds like crap though. Oh well. I'm ready to rock and roll, dude.
Okay.
It's gonna not rain now that we have wiper blades and Rain-X. Yeah. We did end up having quite a bit of rain, but our drive was overall going pretty well until it wasn't. Don't know what's going on here. All of a sudden I started smelling smoke, so we're on the side of the highway. Something under here? No, I see no flames. I mean, the exhaust is hot. What in the world? Something inside that box? What in the world? Okay, so the smoke has slowed. We're gonna get off from the side of the highway. It's a really bad spot. He said he feels like the muffler, something wrong with the muffler, like it's heating everything up and melting stuff under there. But we're gonna exit and try and get off the crazy highway. Okay. Oh God. After getting the truck safely off the side of the highway, we got underneath and found that the muffler had blown a huge hole out of the side of it, and it was most definitely melting wiring and the underside of the RV. So it was time to find a muffler shop that could rig it for us so that we could make it to the photo shoot that day. What an awesome shop we ended up at. This is Kilgore Muffler and Brakes. Great spot. Steve, the owner, is taking such good care of us. He is a full-on car guy. He's got the gearhead obsession, as most of us do. He's got like so many badass projects. We just went on a tour and he showed us so many neat things. He's got awesome builds in progress. He's got his first car, like so much cool stuff, and he's just come up with a solution for the truck. He looked it over for us and he said, at this point I can't do this full exhaust today. It's about 2:30 right now. He said, what I'm gonna suggest you do, or you let me do, is wrap some material around the muffler so that it disperses the heat away from the RV and the wires, and and that will get us down the road. And then he's like, I'd love to do the exhaust for you, but not today. So we'll see how that unfolds. But super awesome dude, and he's taking such good care of us. So he's got an awesome piece of scrap metal he's just crammed up in here, and he's literally using baling wire, and I love it so much. It's totally fitting for our style, and he's gonna get us back on the road. This is awesome. All right, Steve got us fixed up and we are back on the road. I'm excited. We planned with Steve to drop this truck off with him on Friday morning, which we finished shooting on Thursday. So we'll stay in Caddo Lake Thursday night, and then Friday morning we will drop it off with him, and he's gonna do a full exhaust on it. I'm so pumped about that. Well, it's a new day. Yesterday the truck was used for like 4 shots, and it was great. It looked awesome and the models were awesome. And then I came home and I came to my hotel that they have me at and checked out. I was toast after yesterday. So when I arrived here last night, there was a dude in a truck that hauls houses. So it was one of those really short, stubby, short chassis trucks. I should know what it's called with Aaron's history, but super awesome, kind dude. He helped me park it. And I also like set the emergency brake, and this is kind of an incline here. Can't really tell on video, but it was like rolling. And he's like, let me get you a chalk. And I said, I think I'm leaving here early, so I should be able to return it. Well, he's gone, and he had chalk between or behind both rear tires, and he took the one that was like one of his jack stands, and he left me one over here. Sweet thing. So hey, I gave you a Flying Spark sticker. If you're watching this, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you. And again, I said it like 10 times last night, but thank you for your help. I really appreciate you. So it's time to cold start this mofo and drive it about a half hour, 40 minutes back to the location where we're shooting today. And I hope that I can film some. Yesterday, there's kind of rules about filming on set because like it'll be apparel that's not out yet, or you know, it's not really my content to show kind of thing, and I'm always really cautious of that on set. So when I get there today, I'll ask them if I can film some, and I'll ask them if I can put it in the episode, because that would be awesome for y'all to see, like kind of get a behind the scenes. Let's cold start this joker. Sweet truck. Try taking, oh look, great. We have like 6 workers coming out to get in their trucks now to spectate. And I need to go. Hell, I guess I'll have one of them help me. Get to my location, so I'll see y'all there. Well, we have curly hair because Lindsay's very smart and she's embracing the natural wave of my hair, so I think that's a real good plan. It's currently raining outside, so we can't do anything. But I did move the RV into a cool spot where there's a bunch of cool old signage, and we're gonna start shooting whenever the rain clears. This location is so cool. This house is beautiful, and I love the cypress trees and the water with the moss. It's just awesome.
Would you ever swim in that water?
Nope, that's a big negative. Would you?
Absolutely not. Last night we were talking about it, and I think that might be like one of my new nightmares.
Personal fears?
Yeah.
There's too many things that swim in that water that I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
Look, y'all, I have apparel on. We are shooting my first shot with these guys, Klein and James and Lindsay. They're awesome, and this location is incredible. It's a good day. It's like 3:30 probably, so I've been useless all day, waiting to actually get some work done. But the RV, on the other hand, has been working all day, so at least one of us has been earning our keep.
Very good.
I'm in my second look now, and we are downtown Jefferson, Texas, and golly, is this little town cool. Super cute. I think we're shooting at a neat spot too, and this is for a Father's Day campaign, so I have a fake dad that I'm shooting with, and he's great, so it's good stuff. Yeehaw. I wish I'd have driven my 300ZX here, but it doesn't run. It's in pieces.
So I'll do like
Good morning to you. We shot until almost 9 o'clock last night, and it was such a fun shoot with awesome people, awesome locations, and awesome props. I wish that I could have filmed more, but honestly, I grew up old school. In the industry, you do not have your phone on you. It is very unprofessional to have your phone on you, so I didn't film much when I was working. Maybe someday I can do a more thorough behind the scenes look at a fashion job, but this one, you know, I've never worked with Cavenders before, and even though a lot of the people are friends of mine, I just, you know, want to be professional and attentive to that. And the other intricacy is you can't post footage of stuff until that campaign has come out, because, you know, they want to be the first to show the goods. The apparel may not be for sale yet, that kind of stuff. So this will post after Father's Day, and you guys will see little tidbits into the shoot. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. We got up early this morning, loaded up, and we're headed back to Kilgore, and we're gonna drop the truck off with Steve at Kilgore Muffler and Performance. So this truck is gonna get some love there, and we are so excited about that. So I have about an hour drive ahead of me, and I'll see y'all in Kilgore. I made it back to Steve's place. Yay. Well, we made it home, but just barely.
Yeah, we took it to those guys and they did a really good job on it, but the truck needed more. If you remember back when we were like starting to leave, I was kind of checking. I was like, man, a valve didn't sound right or something. Well, it turns out that was the case, and the cam was going, and when it started going, it went quick. This thing will barely run now, but we did make it back home. So
Aaron limped it, and I was driving it for 90% of the trip, and it was just running so bad, and it was banging out, no power, just pitiful. And finally I pulled off, and I was like, you've got to jump behind the wheel of this thing because it's awful. And he just was like, yeah, it barely made it home. So
yeah, so let us know what you would do. We don't know if we want to rebuild the 396 or do some kind of swap. We'll see.
I really love a Duramax, but it's like the original 396 in this truck is so cool. And Aaron's like, you would love the amount of power it had if it was a freshened up motor. So
Yep.
yeah, it's such a fun rig, and we're so excited to just actually do restoration with the RV part. We didn't want to have to worry with the power plant, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So
Yeah, so you may not see this one for a while because our shop is not tall enough to put it in there. And once we tear it down, we kind of need it inside. So we're gonna figure that out. But for now,
on to the next things. You guys will see more episodes from us very soon, so stay tuned and subscribe if you aren't already. Love y'all. See you on the next one.